Hey friends, back the feminist lawyer here. Florida pisses me off again, so you get the face mask and the little bun things. As of January 1st, Florida has enacted the Protect Our Loved Ones Act, or the Special Persons Registry, or the Special Needs Registry. And they've sold this as a safety precaution for emergency situations. What it is a registry for people that have things like dementia and Alzheimer's, which makes sense. You know, if you have emergency services going out to these people, it's important to know that they might not understand what's going on, I guess. But also included in the registry is people with autism spectrum disorder and certain mental illnesses. The government wants people with these disorders to register with them. Now, of course, the way that they're selling it is that it's a safety precaution. So if the police show up at your house and they need to have an interaction with you, they say that it's better if they know that this person has Alzheimer's or dementia. Why? I'm not sure, because maybe they won't shoot you if they know. They shouldn't be shooting you anyway. And okay, so there are a couple of different ways to react to this, but Florida being as fascist as it is, I am disturbed by any sort of registry of those with special needs. Reminds me a little bit of having to wear a certain armband if you are of certain proclivities, backgrounds, or have certain disabilities. And I know, people are like, Beck, calm down, you're overreacting. But there are literal Nazis marching in Florida. There are laws being passed in Florida that allow them to remove children from a household if they suspect that someone in that household is trying to give that child gender affirming care, even if it's in a non-surgical sense. Seizing children. There are laws in effect that want to make drag, where it could be seen by a minor, a sex crime. They are cracking down on the LGBT community, and now they're cracking down on disabilities. Remind you of any certain demonic presences that happened around, the 1930s and 40s? You got a governor who's removing anybody who opposes him and putting his cronies in place. You've got laws being passed that restrict the bodily autonomy of women. Laws being passed that disenfranchise the LGBTQ community. Laws being passed that remove African American studies or, any sort of race relations studies from schools. Laws being passed that are forcing people in academia to declare a political party in order to keep their jobs. You've got educators being taken out of education and being replaced with, clerics and political operators. And now we have a disabled persons registry. And it's funny because they'll tell you that registering your gun is too much of a breach of their freedom. In order, to register the fact that you have a weapon is too much of a breach of freedom for the safety that it provides, right? But they'll make you register your mental illness or your neurodivergency. How many more signs of fascism do y'all need before you start getting alarmed? Do these guys actually have to put swastikas on their arms before you'll believe that this is the Nazi party taking over in Florida? Do they have to actually start killing more people for that to happen? When are y'all gonna start getting freaked out about this? If I were still a Florida resident, no way in hell I'd get on any sort of registry like that. Now they got a nice fresh list of the undesirables they'd like to knock off. And this is how this shit started with the Nazis. They had registries. That is where all this started. How is this not clear to people? Stay safe out there, friends. Keep fighting the good fight.